Welcome to Movie Mayhem here at Superior Works Cinema, where we watch all the movies. Today we're going to talk about Kill Me Three Times, from Aussie director, what's his name, Singer? This really reminds me of a 90s era crime thriller, like Killing Zoe or Pulp Fiction-ish kind of concept. And I think this is his first international film. It was still filmed in Oz. Simon Pegg plays a really cool bad guy. And it's got kind of an ensemble cast of different, like, characters. Now, the whole concept is it starts telling in flashbacks, effectively, you know, how Simon Pegg is a hitman, and he was hired to kill this girl. And the story is told from her perspective at various stages, and you backtrack and eventually find out how they got to everywhere they were. Very cool. Overall, really liked the movie. Really liked the performances. This is a unique film in a special way for me. There's some films, you know, when I'm asked if I'm watching a movie, like when I'm watching with someone, like a new movie or whatever, and they turn to me and say, "What do you think?" My answer always is, I don't know. I gotta see the end. Because for me, the way you end a movie really makes a difference. You know, what's my conclusion? If everybody dies, like Russian films, it really changes the tone of the whole movie. You know, and speaking of which, there's one film, it's a romantic comedy. It really is a romantic comedy. That's the whole movie. Until the end when she walks out and gets hit by a car, and she's dead and credits roll. That really changes the tone of a movie. You can't, because it wasn't meant to be funny, that part. It was very just depressing. And this is one of those. So, I actually like the film, and I recommend watching it. You know, the chick that's trying to be killed and the guy she's having an affair with, to me, are unlikable characters, boring characters. They have no background or depth. Everybody else does, even if they're bad guys, but they have depth and character to them. And I didn't like either one of them. Like, I didn't like them at all. I wanted them to die. And, you know, it's like, are these guys going to die? They're just boring. I don't care. And they have very little screen time. Now, I'm going to explain the ending of the movie because this is where I have an issue with it. So, again, huge spoiler. Stop, watch it, come back, or just listen if you don't care. Personally, I've never cared about spoilers. I'll watch it anyway. So, there's some great twist ending at the end. Not going to spoil that, but I like it. It worked really well. It was fun. And I really felt for all these characters, like, oh, that's really neat, you know? And then the only two characters that have no development and I don't care about end up, like, effectively killing everybody and walking off into the sunset to live happily ever after. And I felt cheated. Like, oh, well, that was dumb. And because I was so excited. I was really into the film. And then that happened. And it just sucked all of my joy away from what I was watching. And, like, I kind of get it, but it's almost like they took something. Had they gone the other way and killed them off, it would have been more of a darker, a little grittier film. They're like, ooh, how can we make this appeal to the Valentine's Day crowd? Oh, let's give it a happy ending. And they let them live and be together, but I don't give a crap about them. You didn't develop those characters. I don't know who they are. They're irrelevant to me. They were just pawns to tell the story of the other 10 guys in the, you know, movie. And that's where it really fell apart for me. So, I don't know. It's you know, overall, I'd give it a 6 because I did really enjoy it, but the ending killed it for me. I'm curious, tell me some other movies that you guys have seen. Now, importantly, you really liked the movie, but the ending ruined it for you. Keep that in mind. Don't just tell me movies that suck. We can go on about that all day. But something that you really liked the movie, like it's a great movie, except the ending ruins it for you. Kind of like Dexter series, where I would rewatch it and not watch the last episode just to be happier. That kind of thing. You know, I'm curious what some other ones are, and hear some people's feedback, because That's a bummer, man. So let me know, and we'll see you next time in Movie Mayhem.